How does that go? You will be on Zoom, the judge will be on Zoom, and then opposing counsel will be on Zoom?
Yep.
Is he actually making a ruling on something?
The judge should make a ruling on something, yes. It's a female judge, and it's a local rules issue where, when you get hometowned and some highfalutin lawyer comes from out of town and doesn't follow the local rules, it's kind of one of those situations. So
now, does the opposing counsel know that they're about ready to walk into a buzzsaw?
I've written every tactfully written email that I possibly can, reaching out to this guy to please just let's speak. The judge told us to speak after the last hearing, and this lawyer's refused to speak to me.
So your honor said, "Hey, listen, you two guys work some of this stuff out on your own."
Yep.
And because that's what I've heard that a judge actually say that verbatim. You two need to get together and get this handled before you come back to me again.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, so you've reached out and said, "Hey, listen, Your Honor, advise us to, get together," and he refuses to.
Correct. I mean, she said twice in the hearing, "You guys are some really smart lawyers. You're both here. Go outside and work it out." And so as soon as the hearing was over,
that's a judge telling. Yeah. That's basically a judge telling you guys, I don't want this case in my courtroom.
This
and
issue,
you guys need to work this out. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
So
I had it on the federal level. I had a federal judge tell his magistrate to tell the two opposing parties that the judge just doesn't like this case, and neither one of you guys will probably like the outcome. If I was you, I'd work it out. That came verbatim. Now, see, in the federal system, you have a judge, and then you got his magistrate, which, basically is him as an extension of him.
Mm-hmm.
And magistrates later go on usually to become judges. Usually. That's kind of like the precursor to being a judge, is you're a magistrate for a dozen years or so, 10, 8.
Now, the judge is just saying, she's not requiring us to come to some agreement, but she's requiring us to speak.
Right.
And so the failure to actually have the professional courtesy to speak to us.
Now, are you gonna let Your Honor know? Your Honor,
oh my God, yeah.
I have.
Of course I am.
I have X amount of documents stating that I'd like to speak to Johnny Yippee over here, and Johnny Yippee just isn't having it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to literally say, Your Honor, you were right on Wednesday. You're right now. We're falling on the sword. This is prime example of what's been going on for 5 years in this case.
Oh, my God, 5 years.
Yes, it's another one of like your defamation, 5 years in.
Mine was 4.
And my guy's asleep in the sleeper cab and is dead since 2018.
Your guy died.
Yes, he wasn't driving. He was asleep in the sleeper cab, and this case should have been settled 29 days after I filed the demand.
So hold on. So you got a trucker, just real vague, whatever you can and cannot say.
It's all public record, yeah.
Yeah, you have a guy that's a truck driver that's in a sleeper cab, and then I'm assuming the other people hit him.
No, the driver of the tractor trailer is hauling ass in North Carolina, going approximately 90 according to the trooper down mountains, and has to go down a runaway truck ramp. You see those with the gravel things
on the right hand side. It'll be like a runoff where if your truck loses control, you go into it and it's like really full of gravel and sand and then goes uphill to stop the truck.
Correct. And so they're made to stop a truck that's going at or about the speed limit or slower that's trying to slow. They're not made to go stop tractor trailers going 90. So it goes into this runaway truck ramp, and the spool of copper literally gets jettisoned through the entire cab and kills both.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, so because those big steel wrapped up big rolls of copper and or steel,
the coils,
those things weigh like what, 40,000 pounds?
Yes.
And they're only held on by chain, which will hold them during transit, but not when you come to an abrupt stop going 90. It's going to break those chains off like they're rubber bands.
Yep.
And it just completely probably killed him instantaneously.
It did.
Now, who do you represent? The guy in the sleeper?
Yep.
And you're suing the driver?
Yep.
Okay.
And so, in 99% of those types of cases, you file your demand, and it's a 30-day demand, and it's such a clear case that they should settle it. He's got a surviving daughter who loved him very much. She's very young, believable, actually beautiful. And so, we're going to get a trial date. This judge, the first thing she said is, this case is 2018. It's going to be tried this year. I hope you guys don't have plans for summer.
Yeah.
So we're like, yes, Judge, we're ready to go.
Is opposing counsel not from Tampa?
Miami.
Okay. And there's a big difference the way Miami guys roll up in here. And Tampa's not Miami. Let's just say that. And not only, the 13th Circuit's way different than anything they got down there. So good luck to you today, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Today, will she set trial today?
I think she's going to set trial on the 20th, but today is just it's literally, Bubba, a hearing dispute over like written discovery. We want to try to subpoena these records and we want to try to get that. And lawyers should be able to work that out.
And they're saying no.
Right.
So you're like, okay, we got to go in front of Your Honor for her to say that you need to give these records to me. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it's going to happen.
Well, they're even saying worse. They're saying that we've refused intentionally and with. It's so unnecessarily confrontational and adversarial, and it's just one of those cases that wears on me because it's such.
Well, you've been going at it 5 years, and it's a no-brainer. It should have been settled in 12 months.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. There's really no wiggle room as to the facts in the case speak for themselves. Guy was going too fast. He had to use an emergency runoff deal that's designed to stop a truck to go in the speed limit between 55 and 65. He exceeded that by a lot, which caused the big, 30,000-pound roll that they were carrying of copper or metal to whatever destination to come unchained and go through the cab and kill both. The guy at the wheel was driving recklessly. That's the problem.
That's exactly right.
Now, what's that worth? Let's figure it out.
It's pretty simple. And so we're on like a big whodunit over paper. You know what I mean?
Right.
To try to prove that my guy did something wrong while he was asleep.
Yeah, how did that work?
So we'll see how it goes.